Hello, folks. Welcome to the Mind Over Cancer Pod with your hosts, Jordan Brown and Lee Ryan Dickinson. How are you all doing today? A short intro for us this week because we have a great interview. Are you excited for the interview to be released, Lee?
I am. The interview was fun. My bad. I had a little.
Are you good?
Well,
Hey, boy, slow it down.
You know?
Great interview with Deliece Hofen. I mean, she was just excellent guest. I mean, hilarious as hell, dude.
She's funny.
She rolling.
She is funny.
Like she was making jokes. Like
I was like, what? I was like, all right.
I mean, she just had a very original answers, you could tell. And she just wanted to come on there and talk to us a little bit, and a great foundation that she started on the behalf of her son, who is a cancer survivor and recently graduated from high school, right? So, man, it was awesome. So, should we get into it? Should talk a little bit? I mean, it's fall. How's fall going, man? How's fall going?
I'm gonna tell you something, Jordan. Fall over. Okay, the way I look at it is Christmas. Okay, fall for me is September, October. That's it. Halloween's done. Fall's over.
Is the pumpkin spice gone then now?
Yeah, it's gone. No, you can't drink pumpkin spice.
Peppermint mocha now?
Peppermint mocha. Or there's another one. Is it peppermint? Damn, I don't even know the damn drinks, bro. Oh, it's peppermint something. But I drink hot drinks now. In the fall, I drink the cold drinks. But this time, hot drinks. Yeah. And then, of course, I get my music. I get my Christmas music going immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Let me reverse Christmas music from here to the end of December, and then I check out until summertime again.
I like it. Yeah, I'm hanging lights, I think, later this week, and then I got new Christmas candy canes that line in the driveway the other day at Home Depot. Candy canes, light up candy canes.
Okay.
I got a new blow up little air guy for the front yard.
What was that? Did you get the?
I got the Black Santa now. I got Black Santa. I got the Grinch.
I was trying to remember you got the Black Santa last year.
And then I got Mickey Mouse to join.
Okay.
So we got a little.
So your house is gonna be the house to drive. Do your whole neighborhood? Do your whole neighborhood do the whole decoration?
There's a couple. Yeah. I would say. I mean, I'm not gonna say, but I would say if you do the whole neighborhood, probably 45%, 50 maybe. I mean,
that's
really
good though.
Do pretty good. Because our street probably has. Yeah, our street has maybe 4 or 5 houses that do it. Nothing crazy. But
that ain't bad. It ain't like Candy Can Lane or whatever, where they all intertwine each other. There's things going across the streets and whatnot. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah,
you like your neighbors then. You like your neighbors though more though too.
Yeah, you got to, boy. I mean,
everybody
got to be on the same page. Utility bill go through the roof because everybody lights is on. But I'm gonna try to hang up some lights this year. I'm scared of heights. But
it's a little scary up there.
You might not see lights over the garage, but I might do them like above my door.
That's fine. You got a nice little staircase. Put it on the staircase.
I'm put a couple there for show. Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, let's get in this interview with Deliece Hofen. We're so glad to bring her to you all. So with that, let's get it. Everybody, we are here today with Deliece Hofen, the president of Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer Foundation based in Kansas City. So glad to have her on. And with that, welcome, Deliece.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. So we met, through a golf tournament that was being held for your foundation. Talked to you then. And then I was actually lucky enough to go to your gala with my wife, and that was fantastic. It was a great experience. I got the little Hope Heart from one of your Hope heroes, and looked at my wife and I said, "Listen, this is where I'm gonna have my heartstrings all night. I'm gonna be this stuff's tough for me." And I say that because through my cancer journey, I think one of the biggest things was going into radiation. I saw a lot of kids there, and I didn't know that was gonna happen. You just don't think about that, and you're like, man, you start thinking about just what they're going through and their parents. And so it was kind of humbling sometimes, seeing that and everything. So, but yes, great gala. I won Chiefs tickets. And didn't know it until the next day.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Right. I know. And then, then I guess I messed up because I had 2 accounts, and one of your people called me. We got it figured out, and I got my tickets. But she was like, "Hey, by the way, you have 2 accounts." Like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, my bad. I apologize."
It's all good.
So yes, it was great. So I sent you the questions. I hope you got kind of look up a little bit, and so So I'm gonna start with the first one, and so being a mother of a child, while they're fighting cancer, was there ever a moment for you where you're able to kind of check in mentally with yourself and kind of think about how you're doing as a person?
I want to be able to say to you yes. And I think the answer is really no. I really don't think so. We were both fighting cancer at the exact same time, going to chemotherapy in 2 different locations here in Kansas City on the exact same days. And it was just having to put the left foot down and the right foot down and hoping that you were moving forward. But sometimes you were going forward and sometimes you were going backwards. It was just never, I don't think I felt balanced in any way, shape, or form. But I want to tell you that I feel like I had a chance to really think about that, and I didn't. It was just survival mode at that point. And so it was just a matter of just getting through every day.
Yeah, and that's kind of I think that's the theme sometimes I see and hear, and I think that was kind of the theme for me too. I think with me and my wife both, when you're in that active treatment phase and, you're kind of always seeing doctors every 2-3 weeks, and every week really if you're going to radiation, stuff like that, but then when the dust settles, you're kind of like looking around like, whoa, what's going on around, what I'm saying? And so that's when you kind of start realizing, oh man, like what's been happening. You're just so busy at first when you're doing everything. So I really understand that completely. I think that's kind of is the theme whenever it begins, for sure.
Absolutely. Hang on 2 seconds.
You're good.
I think he fell down. Hang on 2 seconds.
No, you're good. You're good. No, you're fine. We can pause. Yeah, you're good. You're fine. You're good.
I'm so sorry. He's okay.
No, you're good.
You're all right.
You're good.
He was literally down though. He was okay. He was standing on a chair to reach something that was up high, fell off the chair, whacked his hip on the.
Oh man.
And he was fine though. He's fine.
Well, at first he thought everything was broken. It's all broken.
I would say the same thing. I would say I need to go to the doctor.
And first let's stand up and then let's see if we need to go to the hospital.
There you go.
Awesome.
Feel like we got it together. So
awesome. We're back, everybody. We're here. You kind of alluded, I think you already said it, you and Braden obviously were fighting cancer during the same time. What was kind of the mental outlook for you? I know he had cancer and then relapsed, and then you got cancer. So did it change your mental outlook because you kind of knew what was going to happen in a sense, or was it the same? With kind of the shock that everybody else gets.
Well, so yeah, he had cancer first, right? And his cancer is incurable. It was an incurable cancer at the time, and they had no treatments to save him. And I'm diagnosed, and I have all of these targeted treatments available to me. And so what it really did for me in a really weird way was it really flipped a switch for me that said, I'm done with cancer. I'm done.
Yeah. Like, we're done.
This is the end. I'm finished. I'm no more playing nice. And so truly it was a point for me where I just switched over into we got to do something about this. We have to make a difference because we shouldn't have no cures for kids, but cures for people like me. That shouldn't be decided by how old you are, what kind of treatments you have available to you. And I didn't
100%.
realize before that point, I thought just cancer treatment was cancer treatment. I didn't know it was divided up by your age and your type of cancer. No clue that any of that was happening. And so once I was aware of that is when we decided we really have to do something different. So I will tell you that I think probably cancer fueled a lot of the actions that came about after that. So maybe in a really weird way, it gave me some mental health clarity.
Yes.
About what am I going to do something to make a difference? And it gave me this sense of control in a situation in which I really had absolutely no control, right?
Yes, correct. 100%. Kind of gave you your why, right? Kind of gave that why to you.
It definitely gave me my why. It definitely did. Yes. Yeah.
And that kind of gets you out of that like mentality where it's like, oh, it's me and cancer. It's me and cancer every day. Now it's what am I going to do next? What's next? Yes. I love that. That's I think I hear that from people, and I love to hear that when they kind of get that why. And it's like, that's kind of that. That's what we want to see,
Yeah, I was going to say that. I'd say talking to everybody, supporters and survivors, that seems to be a running thing. Everybody eventually gets to the point of what can I do next to help out the next person, which I think is beautiful.
Yeah. And Lee,
but it really has people in Kansas City, when they hear about it too, they also want to do something to help make a difference. And it's just like this amazing, beautiful hug from everybody saying, you know what, I can't do everything, but I could do a something. And so all something's put together made a really big thing.
It is. It's huge. I mean, we talked about before. I came to you. You're like, hey, I can maybe find people who are going to be interested in your services. I'm like, yeah, I hope so. You know, that's the goal, right? I mean,
it's huge.
You curate this. You know, I kind of it's a good way to go into kind of what you just said in your answers. That there's so many people that are affected by cancer, young, old, whoever it is, and we have to have so many things set up for all those people because we can't help everybody with every single thing we do, but we can, as a sum of parts, right, come together and do that ourselves. So it's great to see. Mm-hmm. And I think Lee asked before on our last person we had on, Lisa, who had a sarcoma like myself. Mm-hmm. He was curious about the chemotherapy part. He asked, like, he's like, what's that entail? And you kind of enlightened there too. It's like, it's so crazy how different it is for every single person, the kind of chemotherapy or radiation or type of radiation. If they have proton radiation, now they have all kinds of different radiations. It's wild. And you just hope that all those resources are available for everybody, or it becomes more available, right? That's kind of the goal.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Yes. So I feel like these questions roll really well with each other. So I feel like we're rolling really well now. So I love that. So kind of follow up the next question. And this is kind of my why. And this is where I'll kind of put, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing now, is because I guess it's yours too, though. What were the hurdles you experienced, and you kind of got into this with Braden's fight, as well as yours, if you had any hurdles as well, and what were the differences, good and bad, that you saw through those?
Well, there were many more hurdles with Braden's cancer than there were with mine, just because I was lucky enough to get diagnosed with a type of cancer that we had a known curative path for, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, my diagnosis, they said, you've got an 86% chance of survival, and like, boom. And my son had less than 10% chance for survival at that time. Yes. So I had so many more open pathways for my cancer. And I'm grateful because of the path that got paved ahead of me, right? I mean, it wasn't always that way. And so there were people that went through their treatments and things were tried that led to the curative path for me. Mm-hmm. So we were basically kind of in the beginning, and still are, 12 years later in Braden's cancer, in the beginning pieces of, let's find out what the curative path can be and what those steps to a cure are. And it feels like it goes so slow to get from, hey, we have an idea, to, hey, we have a cure. So it's really difficult and a long process that you have to go through. And I think that was probably the biggest hurdle for me, was that we felt like very much that when there was no known cure for him, we're like, let's try something a little different then. If you know that this doesn't cure it, then let's try something maybe a little bit different for him, while trying to also be safe on the other side and do something that could at least prolong, right? So our goal was kind of always to do a treatment to prolong it until science could open another door, because things change in the research world every single day. There's always something new happening. So it was just a matter of trying to find a way to get from step 1 to step 2 and land at the right time. And we got really lucky with Braden's cancer. So lucky. But that doesn't happen with so many people, where the timing doesn't work out and there's still nothing available, and they're at the end stage. So that's got to change. We've got to do a better job of making sure that we have treatments available for everybody. Yeah. I
agree. I mean, that's me and Braden's story kind of line up in that aspect. I am super lucky. I talked to you about this a little bit. I had a tumor when I was 19, and it was benign, then they said, and we got it removed, went on with my day. That's what kind of set me up for failure in the future, because I thought that's how my next surgery is going to be. That's not how it goes with cancer surgeries. It's totally different. They just tear you up. They don't even take everything out. But from that time, from I was 19 to I was 29, they actually discovered what an NTRK1 TPM3 gene fusion was in sarcomas. And they had no clue that even existed then. They were still trying to kind of figure out what was going on, how to test for it and what it meant. So by the time I had my second tumor, they were like, oh, like this is cancer now, because it has this marker. And I'm like, oh, and so, which was, good to hear, because you know what's causing your cancer. But then you get told, well, but we can't give you the drug though, because you're not metastatic yet. And it's like, okay. So you have to eat that a little bit. And I remember me and my Dr. Powers at KU Med, we were just, that guy's a ball of fire, and he was just fired up. I'm fired up. We're going back and forth with insurance companies. I'm sending letters to CEOs of companies. It was crazy. And but then eventually, unfortunately, you know, it went metastatic, but just to my growing, pretty local. I mean, moved up, like, you know, what was it, you know, 2 foot or whatever it is, you know, into my growing. Got on the meds, and the cancer was gone within 3 months. You know, and it's just crazy to see that these targeted treatments, once they figure it out, are really, really helpful and low side effects, and they do amazing things for people. And they developed that one because of infantile fibrosarcoma. You know, they were trying to cure children, the babies that were born with, you know, sarcoma in their bones, which just that was too much for me. I was like, okay, you know, but it was very. I know it was good to hear that they have that pathway, you know, and it's there now. So. Yes, we are getting there. Still lots of work to do. I agree. But it's just nice to see it's not all chemo, you know, every day, you know, when it doesn't have to be, or we can find different paths. And it's good seeing doctors out there that are willing to go and try the different paths if they can, if they're allowed to. You know, I know there's red tape up, but yes, very promising. Very promising there.
So true.
Yes. So we're going to get on the good. I like this part personally. I want to hear a little bit of just everything. I'm nosy, I guess. I don't know. Not really. No, talking to you, obviously, you know, we really, I think, kind of give the full picture of what, you know, the foundation means, what Braden's Hope for Childhood Cancer means. And so with that, I do want to know kind of the beginning. Obviously, hear a little bit about that, with why you started, your why, and then the middle, and what you see the future looks like. I won't say ending. It's not the ending. It never ends. You know, we always going to keep on trying to. But what the future looks like. I'd love to know.
Absolutely. So we very first started when Braden was diagnosed with neuroblastoma when he was 3. And he had about a 30% chance of survival at that time. And we got through about 1.5 years of treatment and thought we had it beat, and it came right back. And when it relapses, it has less than a 10% chance for survival at that time. And 3 months after his relapse was when I was told that I had cancer. And so that was that spark that we talked about earlier that really set things off to try to make a difference, because I didn't realize how overlooked and underfunded childhood cancers were until that moment, until I got my information. And then we all just got together and said, let's do something to make a difference for these kids. And that's when we started Braden's Hope. Then about 3 years after that, Braden was diagnosed with a secondary form of leukemia that actually had been caused because the treatments that he'd received to save his life from his neuroblastoma had actually deleted one of the chromosomes in his DNA. And that, when you talk about toxic treatments, that's how toxic these treatments deleted a chromosome in his DNA.
When you say that's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, it's insane.
And they probably know that could happen, but they're just, you know, it's like what they know, but they're like, but this is what you know, so it's working. But it's just wild. That's the give and take.
Very, very few people have that happen. We were one of the few. Can't win the lottery, but by golly, we did that. So.
Yeah. That's, I was the same thing. I'm like, man, I'm lucky in some way. For I don't know how I'm lucky, but I'm lucky in some way.
Exactly. But and they told us at that time, they're like, well, nobody has ever survived relapsed neuroblastoma and this secondary leukemia. And so we once again started doing some experimental kinds of things. And actually some of the things that we did to end up saving Braden's life, and he's doing great right now. He's 19 right now. He's in remission from everything, knock on wood. He is, some of the things that we went through with his treatment that we experimented with are some things that they're continuing to use with kids who are diagnosed with this secondary leukemia after neuroblastoma. So it's encouraging to me that has helped to kind of set that pathway into motion for some folks. And maybe that will lead to even bigger and better things for curative paths. So that's how we started. And it was just a really grassroots organization of a bunch of really good-hearted people that came together and said, let's do something for these kids. And we started doing some stuff. None of us knew what we were doing. We just knew.
Right now, I don't know. I have to see my pants.
I have no idea how to start a 501c3. I'm an educator by trade, and I mean, I could teach your kid to read, but I didn't know what to do with a 501c3. But there are people that know those things, and so you just go to those people and say, "Hey, this is what we do. Can you help me if I don't know what I'm doing?" And people will help. And so we have grown over the past, years that we've been together. We started in 2010, so we're almost, not quite, but almost 13 years old. and doing great stuff. We've funded about $5.4 million in research right now. We've committed to fund an additional $10 million in research. And we just continue to push forward on that, because while that's a really great amount and a really great number, and it's going to make a really big difference, we have to continue to make a bigger impact for these kids. And the beautiful thing is, it's kind of like, the rolling snowball down the hill, where once you get a little snow and the snowball and it continues to roll, it gets bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger. And so that's really what we're looking to do, is to become more and more impactful and have our research. Our research is having some incredible results right now. We're super proud of the things that we've been able to push forward to help these kids. And so really that's where we're on the downhill trajectory with the snowball, where we want to just keep growing and getting bigger and more powerful force, where we're just going to go in and continue to take out these cancers and give these kids hope here in Kansas City.
Yeah. Love it.
Do you have the ability to see the research development, like, for your own eyes?
We do. So we actually have a really, really robust system with our research. We have a two-part research review process. We've got a scientific review process that happens with doctors and researchers. And then we have our mission-based research review council that goes back in and that makes sure that, everything that the research review council has said sounds really good, and we can verify that it's accurate, and the research is going to be reliable and valid. And then we also make sure that it matches our mission, because if it's not funding targeted therapies to shut down the activators of childhood cancers, that's not the research we want to fund. And it has to be for childhood cancers. But the nice thing is, a lot of times, like, we have a research grant out there right now that's attacking an activator that's P53. It's an osteosarcoma. And it has some legs into, like, breast cancer. So these research developments that we're coming up with our researchers are actually going to have some impact into the adult world as well. And since there are more adults than there are kids, then you really have the ability to really move this research along, because there are more patients that can be affected. So we've got some really good stuff coming.
That's pretty neat.
It's cool.
Do you guys have to work with other organizations that are doing research as well? Like, like when it starts to bleed into somewhere else or something like that, where you kind of go and pass it on, or?
Yep. So what we do is we fund our primary investigators are here in Kansas City. They're between Children's Mercy and KU Cancer Center. Yep. So that's where our primary investigators are. But one of the requirements we have for our grants is that you have to collaborate. Because we firmly believe that if you're just going to hold on to knowledge in your one little setting, it's not going to reach a big impact of people. And so you've got to collaborate. And so we have 17 collaborating institutions that are working with Children's Mercy. They're outside of Kansas City. We're into Washington and, the East Coast, the West Coast, down south. We're even into Mexico, which has really been awesome to see everybody collaborating and sharing data and cell samples and ideas. So that's one of the things I think I'm most excited about is the extent of the collaborations that we have through our research and the reach that they'll have because of that.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. That's like the best way to do it. The whole, like, I want to keep it here. It's just like, why? Let everybody share it, and so we can grow faster. So many people out there are just so, like you said before, like, I don't even know how to get started, but I got started. But there's so many smart people out there, so let them see it so they can take it with their own minds, and do what they can do. So yeah, it's fantastic. Absolutely. So we always finish up. I forgot to mention too, Lee. I didn't tell you, sorry, Lee, but Lee said water only. She's a water only person, so I did drink water I did drink water the entire time. There was much change. I
have this big old jug. All I drink is water pretty much now, so it's all right.
Yeah, so it wasn't. I didn't even tell you. I was like, it's a simple one this week. It's just water. Simple all day.
That's good. That's good.
So we always. I don't send these to people because they're not that crazy, but. There are little, 4 quick questions that they ask everybody before they get off. Just, see where their heads are with it. So it's pretty easy, though. This is the first one. If it's 70 and sunny outside, what are you doing?
Running.
Right on.
Well, we'll be watching. Me and Lee will be watching.
I'll be on the sideline cheering you on.
Love to run.
That's awesome. I tell everybody, I'll be golfing. I'll be golfing.
Same kind of thing. outside.
Yeah,
Some
I'm
places.
outside. Yeah, we'll be outside. We'll be outside.
You'll be outside. I just I can't run that far.
I go to my ball and I walk back to the cart. And then
Yeah,
a lot of that.
You're still getting your steps in.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. If you had a movie and you were in it, who would play you in the movie?
Oh,
I know, isn't that good one?
Yeah, I love that one.
I don't know. Who's like really wacky?
Oh, we could do like
he's organized.
We could do like
Jim Carrey?
Name? No, what's
Jim
her name
Carrey.
on Parks and Rec? What's her name on Parks and Rec?
Oh,
yeah. Yes.
She's silly. She's outgoing. She's a lot of fun.
You know who you're talking about. I can't do the name.
What is her name? I'll post it on the bottom.
I got the I have the face in my mind.
I see her face. She was on SNL forever.
Yes.
That's where she got her start at. Yes.
Amy.
Yeah, Amy
Poehler.
Amy Poehler. You're right. Amy Poehler.
There you go.
Amy Poehler.
There we go.
Boom. I think Amy Poehler works. I'm with that. Check mark. I think Lisa for me, John Krasinski. I was like, that's fine.
I will stand by that forever.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I say Lee. That's what I say. What I say for you, Lee?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube. Yeah, Ice Cube.
I like that.
You know, he plays movies. Like he's
a
like
little goofy.
He's goofy, but you know he has decent acting chops, though. You know, I mean, I feel like
I appreciate it. I think I can act. I think.
Yeah, thanks.
I think I can do it.
You know? Hey, man, it ain't for you, man. It ain't for you. Favorite place to vacation?
Oh, definitely Colorado. Definitely.
Oh man, okay.
Right on.
Love the mountains.
Can't beat it.
Yeah.
So you see, our first person was an ocean person. Now you're a mountain person.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yes, my wife's a big mountain person. We've been to Yellowstone. I'll say, like I said again, Montana was unforgettable. I'll never forget Montana. Glacier National Park.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Glacier National Park. It was just, you're driving and you're just like, what is going on? I mean, it was it's gorgeous. So it's on your list. Move it up as far as you can. As far as you can, move it up to the top.
That's what we're doing this moving.
Here you go. I love it. I want to see pictures.
I heard it here first.
Yeah. Everybody's listening. Family, she said it. Y'all are going.
So that's where we're going, guys. Right.
Yeah, Montana's on my list, and Vail, Colorado.
Love Vail.
Vail, Colorado. Yeah, I want to go there.
You're a Colorado girl, so you gotta love Vail, right?
Vail's my favorite.
That's
right
awesome.
on. That's good.
That's awesome. And then final one, pretty easy. You're reaching in the cabinet to grab a snack. What's a snack? Can be healthy, unhealthy. It was rice cakes last time. It was healthy.
Yeah, no, I'm not rice cakes. I'm not rice cakes. It's probably either something chocolate or fruit snacks.
Okay.
Fruit snacks.
I'm fruit by the foot.
Not healthy at all. Let's do fruit snacks.
Yeah. I'm fruit by the foot. I think Lee hates chocolate. So.
I don't know what it is. I don't like candy. I don't like sweet stuff really.
You're not a sweets guy.
No, I'm not a sweets guy. I'll grab a bag of chips in a heartbeat. Frito-Lay, chili cheese Frito-Lay chips. Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I get that. But sweets, no, I've never really been a big sweets fan.
Now me, that's bad. Sweets and me are best friends.
I haven't seen the fruit by the foot in a while, and I have a son that loves. He loves fruit. I mean, he loves
40 packs at Costco. 40 packs.
That's what. See, no. If Deliece sees it, he's gonna go crazy. I'm gonna walk in the street, gonna be 40 fruit by the foot wrappers everywhere. Yeah, just hanging down.
That's bad. That's all bad. Oh, that's awesome. Well, Deliece, thank you so much for talking to us and coming on here. I really do appreciate taking your time out of your day to do this. I met you twice, and you're like, "Let's do it." I'm like, I told my wife, I'm like, I don't know if she just trusts me or if she's just really cool or like maybe I'm really convincing. I didn't say much, but I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me, and I'm sure it'll mean the world to somebody else that listens and hears your story. Yeah. And like I said, not no pun intended, but it will give them some hope too. I think so. So thank you so much, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. We'll talk soon, I'm sure. So we'll hear from you.
So much. It's been fun. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Of course, Deliece. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yo, Deliece Hofen, everybody. Wasn't that awesome? Wasn't that awesome? I mean, I never really know what to expect with interviews when they come on. You know, because you don't know how people are going to react or how they're going to be, and I almost feel like sometimes they say yes to me because they don't want to say no. You know, so it's like, damn, I might put in a bad spot where like they're not filling interviews and they're like, don't do well. But both are interviews. Both are interviews that feel like both people they at least like put some effort into it, and they wanted to be there and they were comfortable. You know, so That was good.
I think if they hadn't watched our stuff before, they could probably come in thinking that our stuff is serious, and we're
Yes.
two goofballs.
Yes.
You know,
I think she realized that probably pretty early on too.
Yeah, 100%,
Like,
100%. And then that kind of loosens them up a little bit. Like, okay, I
Yeah.
don't got to be like a 60-minute interview where I got to be serious 24/7. You know.
Yes.
And then she kind of and she completely matched her energy, or vice versa, because her energy is like up there. And I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yes, yeah, that was a good interview. I really like that.
Yeah. I mean, she answered our questions, and they weren't all easy. Like, we aren't 60 minutes, but we also do ask like questions that aren't easy to answer, really, though.
Yeah, true.
I mean, she answered the question about being a mother, and having a son diagnosed with cancer, but then her getting diagnosed too, and how she handled that, with both of them. And she said honestly, like, she didn't bullshit or like make up. She was like, hey, like, listen, like, I had to just do it, like, and instead of being like making some crazy answer, it was just like, I didn't really think much of it. It's like, oh, that's fair. I mean, you didn't.
Yeah, it's kind of there, and you gotta rock with it.
So that was awesome, man. And her foundation is great. Like I said, we went to the gala thing, and she talked about it more. And it's just crazy the money they're raising. And their processes are insane. Like, and that's something I was looking as a foundation myself. It's like, man, like, you guys have all these processes in place where you're working with scientists for research, and you're getting grants, but then, like, you like are part of that process with the grants. You don't just give the money to the hospital and say, "Oh, go do this." Like, you actually like follow up.
That's what I like to. That's why I asked about, like, do they get to see the research being done? They get to see the results. And she's like, they know that's one of the requirements, which I love.
They have to.
Yeah, I love that. So it's actually been put to what you want to get put to use for.
Yes,
which
you donate to that foundation. Your money's going to help childhood cancer. You 100% can know that. I mean, that's how I felt leaving the interview. I just think they had so many great processes in place. It was cool to hear. So that's something I didn't really know about. So that was really cool to learn that. Love the interview, man. She answered our 4 quick questions pretty easily too. Our
nice rapid fire questions. What's funny is when we did the interview, it was 70 and sunny out.
I know.
70 and sunny, baby.
Now
Beautiful.
It's 30.
Yeah, now it's 30 and sunny.
It's pretty nice. It's like 60 degrees today. It's like 60 today.
Is it?
I went outside today. And walked.
I ain't touched grass today. I was asleep today.
That's right. Right, do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do, baby.
No, I liked it. She was cool. She was real cool. That's hard, man. I don't know. It's for me. Like I said, for me, I say that every time I hear survivors talk about how they find out the news, how they deal with it. It's so insane to me how positive y'all are throughout the process when you learn about it. And then after, like I was telling her, after to do something with it and try to spread that awareness or just do your small part, because there's so many things that people can do. You're doing your foundation, she's doing hers. I think that's phenomenal. That's why I like hearing about it. That's why I like doing those interviews.
I agree. And I think but I'll say this, I'll preface this by saying not everybody is that way.
True.
Not everybody takes that news and is able to process it that way. But that's totally okay. And that's why I have my foundation. And that's why, that's why there are the people that are able to do that. They can provide what they can provide for other people in the cancer community. And that's why I'm happy there are people like that. People like Deliece, people like Lisa. I'm not going to say people like myself, but that's, to my own horn. But I'm saying, like, I'm happy we can do that for the community, because that's not always the case. People get the news. It's not like, oh, I'm ready to go. It's like I'm not ready to go. I don't got it. And that's fine, man. I understand that completely. Definitely the 2 sides of the story there for sure. But man, they're rolling. I mean,
they're cooking.
They have a freaking. They're on the ball, man.
Steamroll, baby, throwing that coal on the train, moving.
They're moving. They're moving.
I don't know if Jordan told y'all, but that gala, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Brown, they was looking dapper. Okay, they was looking good. They was looking good.
I had a little peach in my pocket. If you notice, for the amount of cancer,
I'm telling you. He don't want to toot his own horn. I'll toot it for him. Mr. and Mrs. Brown was looking good.
I appreciate it.
That's for sure. So I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, we had to come represent. We can't come,
Of course.
But I told her in the podcast about, in the interview about that kid giving us that heart when we walked in. I'm like, I told Kara, boy, if this is just the start of this situation, we're not going to last very long.
Should have bought me about 6 or 7 handkerchiefs.
Huddle and tear. Yeah, I'm going to need this thing right now. So you hand that thing to me, and I'm like, it's so sweet.
It's cool, though. I bet it's cool to see everybody come together like that, though. Everybody coming together.
Well, it's really cool. The gala, something I kind of, after the fact, kind of realized, it's obviously about raising money, clearly. Mm-hmm. But for Deliece, though, and how I think I'm not trying to make assumptions, but a big thing for her, it's about those kids that night. Their kids go on stage, they tell their stories, they get to hang out and do it. Oh yeah, they get to hang out and do it. They treat the kids like they're royalty all night long, which is how they should be treated. Yeah. But it's cool to watch them. That's how they like do it. The show's about making those kids have a great night, and those kids feel like they're on top of the world. Man, they got 800 people in a room looking at them, listening to their stories. That's awesome, man. So cool. It raises money, but like the kids, they feel like they're just on top of the world. Kids feel
heard is great. They're not looked over. That's great. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So there's a lot to go into that gala that's not just about like raising money for sure. I mean, it's a lot of parts there. So yeah, man, it was awesome having her on. I'm so glad to do it. We have an interview coming up next week on Friday, so we'll do that one. I don't know if we'll put it out, probably out the next week after that or something like that. So with
psychiatrist.
One of our psychiatrists that works with our foundation. Yeah, she's
I thought you already did it when I was gone.
No. Megan Dwyer. So it'll be on Fridays. We probably won't put that out until the next week. So when we put videos out on Fridays, we will this Friday. So it's coming to Friday, by the way. Yeah. So we got to that you guys probably in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Next time we do this, Jordan, make sure I change this name right here.
What's up?
I gotta be a little professional about it. Lee Ryan Dickinson would be great. I just looked down and said, okay, that says little boy Lee. This is I needed to say.
That's what it says on my phone. I'll tell you right now. I'll show them right now, man. No. Hey. Yeah, let me look at this real quick. Right there,
Little boy Lee. Right there, man. That was my name when I was a lot smaller. Okay, I was a lot smaller.
Hey, he's still in there. He's still in there somewhere.
He in there hiding. I'm letting him out. Maybe after hibernation.
Yeah. Save up. It's cold out.
I gotta stay warm.
That's funny. Well, with that one, Lee, take us out, man.
All right. We appreciate y'all, of course. Fantastic interview. Loved her. Like always, if you guys want to support the foundation, it's on Facebook, Mind Over Cancer Foundation. If you want to hear about the story and anything that they have going on, go to the website, Mind Over Cancer Foundation. And don't forget to check out Delice's foundation. With that being said, we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Thank y'all.